Hey, what's up? Welcome to DGenEd. That's degenerative education, meaning none of this is financial advice. Just me having fun looking at charts, like the chart behind me, which is of Unity Software, ticker symbol U. And so here I am recording this on Wednesday, August 28th during market hours. And Unity is right around 1689, about 2%, a little over that so far on the day. But that price is changing, so we'll see where it ends up. But yeah, I wanted to do a follow up on the chart because I had gone over this downtrending channel. Seemed like a really good setup for a swing going from the bottom of the channel to the top. But, as trading goes, as charting goes, things always take longer than you expect. And so while I did establish a small position in Unity, I actually trimmed out of it, looking to buy back on a pullback because I just thought it'd take too long and I didn't want to just be stuck in a trade not going anywhere. And I just looked at the chart this morning, just kind of out of curiosity, wondering where it's at. It did go higher than I sold at, but I think it's pulling back, and I think it might be coming back to the level or right around the level that I had highlighted for myself to, buy the dip. But so, going over the chart here just really briefly, following this big drawdown that we saw here back in 2022, it does look like we have entered this channel around May of 2022, trading within it, breaking out here and there to the upside, to the downside, but generally, in this downtrending channel, and we are in the red portion of it, so I do think we could be going to the blue portion, turning green, for our positions, but, it does look like we are getting rejected, like I said, pulling back. And so I wanted to go over that, where I think it could be coming to and where I think it could be going to after the pullback. I think it's a really cool setup. Just like this channel, I think there's some cooler stuff going on over here. So, in the previous video, or perhaps during a live stream, I had drawn this Fibonacci retracement. I just got a few levels here that stand out to me as being important, and I'm really just going to work from the bottom to top with this because we are trading on the bottom side. And I do think eventually, we will get to the top of this channel, but maybe it takes a year, and within that time frame, we can be making some trades, making some money. And so before, looking at this bigger picture, I'm just going to zoom in a little bit more, and you might be able to see the pattern that I'm going to talk about. And that is an inverse head and shoulders pattern. We haven't formed it yet, but I do think it looks like it is going to be formed. And so for me, what I did with my position, I had accumulated some shares down here, not that many, I'm not a big fish, so I had a handful, and I got rid of them right around here, I believe around 16, a little bit higher maybe, I'm not sure exactly, but I just saw maybe a double top forming here, a little bit of a pullback. I thought it might be a good time to close the position, but then following that, it did go up. Of course, you never time the top perfectly, but one thing I just noticed this morning is that hey, it looks like a double top over here. And then I saw this wick over here and thought, well, maybe I'll draw a trend line. And then I realized, how beautifully that trend line connects. That's so the high from June 12th, that was at a price of 18.59. And then I also have it connected with the high of July 17th. Did get a wick above that the following day, but no closes above it. And then this is just, blows my mind how perfect this is. We did intersect with that level just a few days ago. So on Monday, on the 26th, we hit a high of 1806. So, I just think that's super, super cool, but we are now pulling back from it. One thing I suppose is a little bit concerning about my thesis, maybe this does go higher, is that we do have this big green candle here, and we do have these falling 3 red candles. This could be putting in a rising 3 method. However, it would have to close above around 1706, or definitely above the low from last Friday, the 23rd, which was 1697. Closing lower than this low, that does suggest that we will be seeing a pullback. And so I think that this inverse head and shoulders pattern will play out, or at least the drawdown will. I think that the top was in here at 1806. But yeah, now stepping back to look at this inverse head and shoulders pattern. And so we could see this kind of like oddly shaped with the double bottom, left shoulder over here, then the head coming down to the low of 1390 right before earnings that were on the 8th. And then going up from there, let's see what kind of move we got there. So, that was about a 30% move to the upside. So pretty nice there. But following that test of the neckline, we could be looking at a pullback of around 15%. And so there are a few reasons why I think it will be coming down to around $15 a share. And that is, in fact, why I decided to exit my position around 1650 is because I put this alert here at 15 bucks thinking, well, if it goes down to 15, I'll add more. I actually think I had a buy order at 15, but I decided to just change it to an alert. If it does come back to 15, then I'll reevaluate. So I had that there. Just kind of makes sense that, we could still be pulling back to 15 and still, be respecting 1390 as the low, still be in this channel with the potential to get into that blue zone. But yeah, so that's one factor. And then also I drew this yellow line here that is at 1538, corresponding with the low that was hit on June 20th. And then we did get some wicks below that over here, like I said, forming a double bottom there before bouncing and then forming that head. Actually, we did test it here on July 25th as well, bouncing again, but then breaking below it. And so that stands out as being a very, very important level and, corresponding with my kind of like psychological level of 15 that I would buy at that price. But maybe it doesn't come down to 15. Maybe we get some wicks below 1538, but a low of 1501, and maybe 15 never gets filled. And then another factor is from this Fibonacci retracement, I do have the 65% level as well as the 618. So that is the golden pocket. And that ranges from about 1536 up to around 1549. That does encompass 1538. And, corresponding with all of this consolidation over here, prior support could be support again. Or maybe, since this is a downtrending channel that we're in, maybe we break a little bit lower than that and do test 15. But from there, I think we could be seeing a lot of upside. One thing that we can do with inverse head and shoulders patterns, if this does play out as one, don't assume that it will happen, but prepare for the possibility that it might. And so that's what I'm doing and waiting for this to come down more. But one thing that we can do with these head and shoulders patterns is take a measurement from the head to the neckline, just going straight up. That represents about a 30% move going up by $4 and about 25 cents. And then we can take that and move that to where the break of the neckline might be. And so let's say that would happen, about a month from now, maybe September 19th, kind of arbitrary, but just, kind of envisioning this pulling back here, then bouncing and then going up there. And then, of course, it might take months to move up to that level, which would be around $22.26, give or take there. And so that does correspond pretty nicely with the midpoint of this channel. So I could definitely see that happening. Definitely does seem realistic to me. But, with that being said, I do think it could be bumping into some resistance right around there, maybe right around $20 or $21, as from this Fibonacci retracement that I have taken from this high that was hit on December 27th of 2023, coming down to the low that we recently saw on August 7th. We can see that 236 is at 2090. Does correspond not only with the approximate high of this measured move, but also with the midpoint of that channel. So I definitely think that could be happening. But one thing that I think is important to note is while this represents about a 24% move from that neckline, if we extend this down to, right around 1538, which is, that yellow line, we can see that that represents about a 45% move to the upside. And so to get to that neckline break, that could be happening in the next few weeks. So if we do see a pullback to around 1530, maybe 1550 in the next week or two, that could be an excellent dip buying opportunity for setting up for a 45% swing to the upside. Maybe that happens by the end of the year, but maybe it happens over the course of just a few weeks. So we'll have to be looking for that. And then bigger picture, I did also want to go over the 618 and the 65% levels from this Fibonacci retracement, as that could be corresponding with testing the top of the channel. And also, I do see this consolidation over here, so it does make me think that that could definitely be acting as resistance if price does go up there. And so from a retest of, right around 1538, if we do move up to that golden pocket, that represents a 100% swing, if not more, to the upside. So I definitely think that it is good to wait for the full pullback on Unity software, maybe start adding in back around 1550. And so on that note, just for myself, I might adjust this level to 1550 so I can reevaluate when we are, in this little buy zone that I have highlighted there. But, those are just my thoughts. If you found them helpful, make sure you like the video, share your thoughts in the comments down below, and make sure you subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thanks a lot for watching. Take care, you guys.